Well-maintained workbench. Don't think Guitar Boy would mind if I borrow it.
Are you deaf? I'm busy. Fuck off.
Jerk.
I need that folder, Captain. See if you can find it. It's called Project Whisper. Talk to Klaus.
Max, ich suche schon die ganze Zeit nach dem Hammer. Hast du ihn gesehen?
Makes us.
Must be Max's room. What is Max hiding in there? Is that the Project Whisper folder? Either need a crowbar or find a way around.
Oh, it's so good to be home, Captain. You know, I think I might need to catch some Z's. Yep. I'll see you when I wake up, okay?
Oh, wow. Had myself muted for a little while. Found the crowbar, found everything, and I was going to start reading these from top to bottom, so this has been up. I'm pretty sure you all have read it, so I'm going to go back and kind of... What I'm going to do is read top to bottom, and then I will do that nightmare thing that I discovered a little bit earlier, so... Benevolent liberators guard China's borders. Shanghai, October 25th, 1953. Thanks to the ingenuity of German engineers, the Great Wall of China has been reinforced and upgraded by our benevolent German liberators. Hundreds of powerful automatic flat cannons have been installed along the wall, guarding the airspace from any potential invaders from the Mongolian territories. Elite German troops have also been stationed from one end to the other to guard the border. This is a great act of generosity bestowed by our benevolent liberators, symbolically embarking the beginning of a new era of peace in Asia. I keep hitting escape. America loses naval supremacy. Tokyo, August 20th, 1946. The Americans are on their knees. Field Marshal Franz Gustav Byers told the gathered reporters during today's press conference, the superior German submarine fleet, accompanied by its loyal Japanese allies, have helped Germany achieve a major victory in the Pacific, with more than half of the American fleet destroyed at the Battle of Leyte Gulf alone. Okay. Washington, January 7th, 1949. The Honorable German East troops embarked on a nationwide victory tour this week. The goal of the operation is to liberate the oppressed American people and protect them from the dangerous insurgent elements. All remaining American military personnel are advised to stand down and report to the nearest German checkpoint. Once there, they will be issued a labor card, assigning them to work on rebuilding the country according to the superior cultural standards of the new regime. Okay. Germany has betrayed us. Rome, 1813-1949. And so we must face the bitter truth. We, the Italian people, have been fooled into thinking that our northern ally would be our country's salvation and a collaborator in rebuilding Italy to its former glory. Reports from the north are coming in, describing German tanks and infantry turning against our soldiers and attacking our own people. Witnesses describe horrible scenes, whole villages burnt and plundered. We are now just days away from a complete invasion, and our weak government is incapable of doing anything about it. I advise all Italians not to surrender. Do not bow down to the will of the invaders. Rise and take up arms. Do whatever you can to fight back the tyranny. Rise for freedom. So even the Italians were like, man, wow. America rises from the ashes. The American spirit rises in the shadow of the mushroom-shaped cloud that was produced by Germany's evil atomic bomb when it hit New York City. Or New York. Cells of freedom fighters have assembled across the country and are taking up arms. Through targeted attacks on German VIPs and bombings of crucial military installations, the American resistance is making it very difficult for the invaders to remain in control. Reports claim the German invaders have become so desperate that they are shipping elite anti-rebel units from China to prevent the insurrection from spreading. Eyewitness accounts also describe mass executions of civilians as punishment for attacks performed by the freedom fighters. Well, so, yeah. It's like they're trying to take over, but I think they're trying to take over way too quick, which is, like, good. Atomic bomb hits America. Paris, December 21, 1948. The largest bomb ever invented was dropped 13 hours ago in New York City, largely decimating Manhattan and killing 200,000 people. It is an atomic bomb, said our great leader in a radio broadcast speech to the public. 20,000 times more powerful than the biggest bomb ever created before. But more than a bomb, this is a warning to the American people. Well. America surrenders. Washington, December 24th, 1948. Speaking to the American people in the falling snow on Christmas Eve, the President of the United States declared the government's total surrender to the German army. The announcement comes just days after the atomic bomb was dropped on New York. This final act of violence may have saved millions of lives that would have resulted from a land invasion of America, said the German leader in a press statement following the announcement. I applaud the president for taking such a brave decision. After the president's speech, a spectacular show was put on by the invading troops parading down the streets of Washington to the roaring sound of German jet fighters passing by overhead. Even more spectacular were the massive mechanical beasts known as Panzerhunden, or armored dogs, walking over the crowds. So those like big dogs are Panzerhounds, basically. Wow. Okay. Japan pushed back. Another threat approaches. March 7th, 1948. It was a proud moment for the Republic of China and the People's Liberation Army as the Japanese were pushed back into the Hubei province. Yet from the north, another dark menace approaches at a swift pace. The German army has overthrown the brave Russian Empire and is now moving towards China. During a rousing speech earlier today, the chairman spoke of his faith in the Chinese people. A unified China cannot be defeated, he said. A unified China cannot be conquered. A unified China will never surrender. So China was trying to push back. Italy was trying to rise up, but they were the government was falling. America surrendered after the bomb, so it's pretty much like the world was trying to rebel but couldn't. So
Max, I really need you to step aside. Max, bitte. Geht zur Seite. Das ist wichtig.
Max, komm her! Komm an! Alles in Ordnung. Alles wird gut sein. Sorry. I should have known you would have taken it.
okay, we're gonna come back to that. Okay. That's so weird. Okay.
Thank you.
Also, that's that. Here. Upstairs. Archives I can't get into. Other places I can't get into. Woo! Go that way. No. Odd. Nothing in there. Weird. It's almost like you should be using this keyboard for something, but aha. Old Nar right there. Go that way. Oh, so I could grab the folder that way. That way. Oh, I'm gonna give that to them. What we're gonna do is go do the nightmare thing, and then we'll finish reading the other stuff. Like we can go up here. And we can do nightmare. See what happens.
Dreaming. Strange dreams. The killing never stops. Till I die.
Like the 3D original. Huh. I didn't even see him shoot. He like did damage to him, but I didn't even see him shoot. Oh. A little disorienting, but gonna make the game better right here. Whoa, dude, there. Gonna have to get close to things to get like the armor and stuff. Hitler, good old Hitler friend. Woo! So I'm not gonna play this for too long. Would like to see I might have to like find a YouTube video and like actually see someone play this again. Cause I played it a long time ago, but I don't remember anything of like what to do, where to go, anything like that. This is like a gigantic maze too. Woo. Oh, there we go. So, you know, I played it till it's fine, but you know, you can go and play it as. Might be able to unlock that later, but you know, let's go finish reading and then we'll continue on. Really. The board's still there, so sleep. I'll finish reading. Unlocked Bobby Bram. Can't go down here, nope. Oh, I don't want to talk to you yet. London, June 21st, 1948. As if blessed by the sun, the German flag hung high this morning over Buckingham Palace to mark the end of the tyrannical monarchy which has plagued the English people for centuries. Field Marshal Gerolf Regenham, or Feigenbaum, whatever, who led the British invasion, cautioned that armed resistance is to be expected, but the majority of the British people will soon realize how they have been fooled by the British government's warmongering leaders. Following the surrender, the whole of the Commonwealth now falls under German rule, and the remaining armies have been ordered to stand down. This does not want to load. It's like the same buffering thing again. Moscow in flames. Stockholm, March 16, 1945. The Red Army were forced to retreat last night from Moscow, engulfed by flames following a week-long German bomb raid. The barrage of mortar fire heard throughout the night and well into the early Thursday morning seems to have obliterated what was left of the inner parts of the city. As of yet, there has been no word on the whereabouts of either Joseph Stalin or his high command. So even he turned on, Stalin. That's interesting. Prisoners escape Eisenwald, Berlin, October 13, 1960. Early morning, a small group of prisoners escaped from Eisenwald prison. The prisoners were described by the police as highly dangerous murderers, rapists, and degenerates. They advised the public to stay alert for people displaying deviant behavior and report anything that may help them track down these individuals. That is us. Sweet. Berlin, July 8, 1948. Early Monday morning, a special assault team launched an attack on the last stronghold of the People's Liberation Army. Within hours, the Republic of China surrendered unconditionally. Experts commented that the Japanese government now have no choice but to give up their territorial claims in Asia. Sources close to Field Marshal claim that a plan is being drawn up for both China and Japan, which will transition the two countries into servant states with the separate governments and military. These states will, of course, be supremely governed by the superior German Empire. Okay. Regime crosses the Atlantic. Vancouver, January 3rd, 1947. Earlier this week, a German submarine was sunk in the Cobalt Strait, just a few miles off the coast of Cape North. Today, hundreds of ships crossed the Atlantic and the first German troops set foot upon Canadian soil. Now is the time to be brave, said the Prime Minister in an emergency radio broadcast. It is now or never. Our boys at the front line need your support to defend our homeland, defend our freedom. They're attacking Canada. Okay. Royal Air Force down, but not out. Liverpool, June 25th, 1945. The Royal Air Force suffered a major defeat yesterday at the battle over Liverpool. Though major losses were reported on both sides, the RAF were forced to retreat after losing more than two-thirds of their fighters. But even when faced with overwhelming odds, our brave boys in the skies continue to fight for king and country. This fighting spirit may be what constitutes the very essence of Englishness. Us Englishmen, we fight until the very end, said a corner shop owner trying to put out a fire raging inside St. Luke's Church. And I'll be damned if I will let some Jerry come here and tell us what to do. Was this man channeling the spirit of RAF pilot Jameson? Jameson, who was shot down above Liverpool yesterday, burst out of his burning wreckage, his body on fire, armed with only a pistol, and killed 4 German paratroopers before finally succumbing himself. Even as the enemy stands at our doorstep, the RAF will go to hell and back to kick them out of England. Jolly good boys. That was kind of neat. The Reds surrender. Moscow, December 12th, 1946. The cold Russian winter bites hard, but one could not tell looking at the rosy smiling faces of a victorious German army and the liberated Russian people. The last battle against the Red Army took place in Ishvik. Yeah, whatever. Place I. Following their month-long campaign to seize the Russian capital, a campaign which, after numerous setbacks and hundreds of civilian casualties, caused the Russian people to turn against their own army, with nightly bomb raids by the German Air Force on the Red Army's military factories. In the Ural region, it was merely a matter of time before the Russian forces would start to lose their morale. The murderous tyrant Joseph Stalin is yet to be found, but there are rumors circulating that he may have been assassinated by his own men. Well, that would make sense. Berlin, April 4th, 1947. Triumph in the East. It was a devastating defeat for the Red Army when the German flag was raised on the western side of the river Volga this morning. In a statement to our reporter on side, Field Marshal Friedrich Ritter said that the victory is not only thanks to our hardworking and dedicated troops, but also the result of a new weapon that was deployed for the first time in battle, the Panzerhound. It's a mechanical, autonomous beast of war that cannot feel fear and cannot feel remorse. It is the purest form of killing machine, and it will tear the Russians apart limb by limb. This is the first article of the Panzerhounds, like, actually attacking, but this is, like, cool, because it gives, like, the game story and, you know, backdrop to what's going on. Plus, I think it's cool because it's, like, rewriting history, like, after World War II? Yeah, World War II. And the Germans actually technically won the war, and pretty much the whole world, and it kind of changes everything, so we're going to exit and go on. Does not like that music being played. What's happening?
To oblige which you ready for